Imagine being trapped in a world where night doesn't end for weeks, sometimes even months. No sunrise to warm you, no rhythm of day and night to guide your body. For most creatures, that would mean, well, certain death. But for a remarkable few, these endless nights have actually become a way of life. Today, we're diving into the top 10 species that endure the longest nights, revealing how they bend biology, behavior, and survival instincts to thrive in perpetual darkness. Let's start with the emperor penguin. Picture this: Antarctica in the dead of winter, months of unbroken darkness, temperatures plummeting below -40 degrees Celsius, and winds so fierce they can knock a grown human off their feet. Yet, emperor penguins gather in massive huddles, their bodies pressed so tightly together that each bird shares its warmth with the next. For weeks, males stand guard over their precious eggs, fasting and surviving purely on fat reserves, while their mates brave the dark seas for food. Their story is one of devotion and sheer endurance, turning the world's harshest nights into a cradle for the next generation. Then there are the polar bears. When the Arctic sun dips below the horizon for months, these massive hunters adapt in surprising ways. Pregnant females retreat into dens where they give birth in complete darkness. Inside, tiny cubs, born blind and helpless, take their first breaths in the black silence of the polar night. For other bears, darkness means a strategic shift in hunting, relying less on sight and more on smell, which is powerful enough to detect prey miles away, even under thick ice. Their survival in the endless night is a story of patience, strength, and timing. Now, let's head beneath the ice. The Greenland shark lives in waters so dark and cold that daylight almost never penetrates. These sharks are among the longest living vertebrates on Earth, some reaching an astonishing 400 years. Their slow pace of life matches the slow rhythm of their environment, a realm where night is the norm. Imagine a creature born in Shakespeare's time still swimming today in perpetual twilight. It's like a living time machine beneath the Arctic seas. From ancient sharks to tiny insects, the snow fleas of the far north. They might not look impressive, but during those long, dark winters, they really come alive. These tiny jumpers produce a natural antifreeze that keeps their bodies from freezing solid, hopping across the snow like flecks of pepper against white. While other insects vanish with the cold, snow fleas thrive in the heart of the night, their secret weapon being a biochemical trick that would make any scientist envious. And speaking of strange tricks, let's talk about reindeer. Unlike us, reindeer don't struggle with their internal clocks when faced with months of darkness. Their eyes actually change color with the seasons, shifting from golden in summer to deep blue in winter. This adaptation helps them capture the faintest glimmers of light, even under starlit skies or the dancing auroras. Where we would stumble in the dark, reindeer navigate effortlessly, continuing their migrations through the eternal night. In the pitch black of the deep sea, creatures like the anglerfish thrive where sunlight never reaches. Their eerie lanterns, bioluminescent lures dangling from their heads, shine like false stars in an ocean of black. The darkness here is permanent, not seasonal, and life has evolved to embrace it fully. For the anglerfish, the night isn't just endured, it's weaponized, transformed into a hunting tool. Closer to the poles again, the Arctic fox shows us another side of survival. In the long polar night, when prey becomes scarce and temperatures plunge, these foxes shift their diets, scavenging anything they can find, from fish carcasses left by polar bears to scraps buried under the snow. Their fur thickens and turns pure white, not just for camouflage, but also as insulation against the bitter cold. For months, they live in a world where the only light might come from the moon or a distant aurora, their survival tied to adaptability and cunning. Now, imagine being a whale, navigating an ocean wrapped in darkness. Bowhead whales do exactly that, surviving in Arctic waters where ice seals the surface and the sun doesn't rise for months. These giants can break through thick sea ice to breathe, their massive heads acting like battering rams. Some bowheads are believed to live over 200 years, surviving countless cycles of long polar nights, making them not just masters of endurance but also witnesses to centuries of change in the frozen north. But perhaps the most bizarre survivors of endless night are humans themselves, the indigenous peoples of the Arctic, like the Inuit and Sami. For thousands of years they've built lives in harmony with months of darkness, guided by tradition, the stars, and the northern lights. Their survival isn't just biological but cultural, rooted in knowledge passed down through stories that outlast the night itself. It's a reminder that our species too can adapt to extremes when we lean on each other and on wisdom shared across generations. Finally, let's not forget the microscopic. Deep beneath the ice sheets of Antarctica, in lakes sealed off from sunlight for millions of years, bacteria and microbes endure. These life forms survive by feeding on minerals or chemical reactions instead of sunlight. To us, their world seems alien, but they prove that life doesn't need day and night, it simply needs a way. And in doing so, they hint at the possibility of life in the darkest places of the universe, from the icy moons of Jupiter to planets orbiting distant stars. When we step back, these 10 species reveal something profound. Night, no matter how long, doesn't mean an end to life. Instead, it sparks innovation, resilience, and sometimes even beauty. From the glowing lure of an anglerfish to the shimmering eyes of reindeer, from the patience of penguins to the persistence of whales, darkness becomes not just a challenge, but a canvas for survival.